As much as when it comes to being a content creator on the internet, no matter what realm of content creation that you come from, it does seem on base level that it has a lot of, pros to it. And you know what? On surface level, it definitely does. But unfortunately, when it comes to any type of fame, even if it's just something as simple as internet fame, which, is obviously not as out and as out there as like someone who's like an actor of big movies, say as like, I don't know, DiCaprio or Margot Robbie or something like that. But when you do have a certain amount of internet fame, as much as there are a lot of pros to it, there are cons at the same time. And one of those cons just happens to be crazy fans. Just absolute crazy people who approach you or get parasocial, like have this parasocial relationship with you that honestly makes them extremely dangerous towards the content creator. And one of those people who have not had any short of these types of people, these parasocial weirdos coming up to her, stalking her, and just causing a lot of trouble like towards her life has been Amouranth. And unfortunately, we have gotten another stalker in Amouranth's career, as like, I'm going to mention it later in this video, but it is not the first time that this has happened. But like I said, earlier today, Amouranth made this tweet right here, stating that a few of my staff have told me that they've seen someone taking pictures of my house recently. Then the other day, when coming home from an IRL stream, I noticed that it seemed like someone was following us, but I pushed the thought aside. I got home, opened the gate, and drove through it. Another car drove up behind us and came to a complete stop. A man jumped out of the car and began acting erratically. Video below. So as you can see right here, this is just a quick little text message and also a screenshot from this video as well that I'll put up on the screen. So this is the video that she's initially talking about of where she's coming home from doing an IRL stream. So she's been out doing an IRL stream and then has driven home. And as you can see in the background, if you look closely, you'll see a car like just kind of almost coming to a complete stop. And at first, if you just see this video, it doesn't really have too much context to it. I'm going to show another video that Amouranth did release within this tweet as well, is of this exact same car coming to a complete stop out the front of Amouranth's house with a guy coming out and then acting extremely weird towards Amouranth's assistant and also insisting that he comes in to the house to meet Amouranth.
What's up, yo? I'm not even across the line with my game, but I live right here. Is double block. There's one that says "What's good?" I'm tripping because I was at the park. That beautiful thing over there. Can I meet you? Come on. Yeah, because I live right here down the road. Okay. That is fucking so strange. Yeah, brother.
So as you can see, that clip and the way that he's acting and the way that he's speaking as well towards the assistant, almost insisting that he comes inside to Amouranth's house to meet her. And he also was talking about some park, and supposedly he wanted to meet Amouranth at a park as well. And she did briefly talk about this in her tweet, mainly because supposedly there was a shooting that happened at that exact same park of where this guy was asking to meet up with Amouranth. And obviously, when it comes to someone as high profile as she is and the amount of like weirdos that she's got in the past, whenever it comes to anything small like this, you're gonna obviously be sus of it. The fact that some weird dude who's followed you home, come up to the driveway, come up to your assistant and insisting on meeting you and then asking to like come to a park where a recent homicide has taken place. I mean, Amouranth has every right to be, scared of this situation. But at the same time, she has been used to this. Like, this is not the first time that this has happened. There have been so many other situations of the exact same things or very similar things and even worse things happening to Amouranth. I mean, there's been many articles made about it over the last few years, ever since she like really started to skyrocket into her fame over like, you know, the whole after lockdown, like during lockdown and after lockdown, especially with her OnlyFans being as like high profile as she is. And one thing that I do see on the internet a lot when it comes to people that are within the profession of Amouranth, that you don't have to respect the type of position that she is in, because even me personally, I like, you know what, I do have some kind of respect for people who do go into, you know, the adult industry, but at the same time, like, I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, I'm just like, this is not really like a great career to have. Like, I don't really, you know, put you as highly, and I kind of can lose a bit respect for you of you going down this career path. But at the same time, I can still feel sympathetic for something like this happening to someone, because no matter what industry you're in, even if you are an adult actor, even if you are on OnlyFans and you do produce the kind of content that Amouranth does, and yes, you can say that at sometimes she's like trying to play on these people, it doesn't mean that she should be stalked. Unfortunately, yes, it does happen to people that are within this industry and do, you know, they do attract the weirdos on the internet. And at times they are really trying to attract those people. But when it comes to things being on the internet, keep it on the internet. If you want to be weird on the internet, be as weird as you want. The internet is like, you know what, as much as, you know, cyberbullying is bad and all that kind of stuff, at the same time, it's not like in your personal space. You can just turn it off. But when you turn off the internet and you go off your screen and someone is physically stalking you, that's when it goes too far. And for this to keep happening to this woman, I mean, I feel bad for her, which is why, like, she's probably always on edge. Like, when she saw that car following her, you know, she probably just pushed it aside because she probably thinks I bet any money that every single time she's driving around or she's walking like through the streets or she's streaming or whatever it may be, that she's always on edge that someone could be following her. And it might just be a car just going in the same direction as her, but she's always just thinking like, this could be a stalker, this could be the next thing. And having that fear on you, to me, is absolutely horrible. And I feel bad for her, the fact that she has to go through this all the time. I mean, it's just a horrible life to live. And like I said, even though she's the one who chose this career, just because, you know, you work in the adult industry still does not mean that things like this should happen to you. You should not be stalked by these weirdos who have these parasocial relationships. If you want to be weird, keep it on the internet, man. Just keep it in her Twitter comments. If you want to be weird in her Twitter comments or weird in like her OnlyFans DMs, that's better. Like, as much as you're still being a bit of an imbecile, you know, it's still better than being a complete fuckwit and like stalking her in person. Like, that's just way too far. And the fact that this all keeps happening, like, this won't even be the last video that I make about Amouranth. There's 100%, like, give it a few months time and either this exact situation with this guy might escalate, which I hope it doesn't. Like, I'd never wish that on Amouranth, or there's going to be a brand new stalker and a brand new video of some guy like following her home. And it's just absolutely sad to see that, you know, stuff like this happens where people just can't mind their own business in person. Keep your shit on the internet. If you want to be weird on the internet, keep it there. Don't bring it into someone's actual personal life. But yeah, I would definitely like to hear what you guys think about all this down below. That's going to be it for me. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Peace out.